Back in the day when I was first starting to consciously and intentionally explore my spiritual path and my healing path, I met a lot of interesting people who had a lot of interesting philosophies. And some of those people and philosophies did or had a lot of focus on the heart and the connection to the divine. And so there was often talk of getting a higher knowing and receiving guidance from like an ascended or an expanded place. And then there's nothing inherently wrong with that. What I noticed, and what I notice now looking back, is that there was something missing from some of the practices that people were sharing at that time. And what was missing was the connection or the emphasis on the physical body. Because somehow, somewhere, things got convoluted in modern spiritual practices, and folks learned to leave out the physical body. It almost was becoming, and in some circles still is, unspiritual to focus too much on the physical. And I want to speak to that a little bit because I find the opposite. I find that working with the physical actually moves us and can move us into the spiritual. And I speak to this specifically for the reason or the in connection to healing. A lot of modern healers and energy workers can tend to focus on the energy from here up. And there can be an inclination to want to find out what the meaning of different things is, and an inclination to find out what the meaning of physical pain is. So people are looking for the spiritual meaning of physical pain. And I notice that sometimes people can get really caught up in figuring that out because they feel that if they figure that out, they can alleviate the physical pain. And in my experience, that can actually cause us to ignore the physical or to bypass the physical and the emotional parts of ourselves. So my invitation to all of us is to stop doing that, or maybe not even start doing that, and come into relationship with a physical body so that we can create a relationship, a solid relationship for healing and understanding. And so what does that look like? Well, when people come to me for healing or coaching work around healing, I have a protocol and a process that I lead them through. And some folks who work with people to do healing work will automatically or right off the bat try to help people to get a spiritual understanding of what's happening physically in their bodies. And sometimes that can be helpful, and sometimes it actually can be unproductive and can drive people further away from healing because they get all caught up in here looking for the meaning, when often the meaning to something that's happening or causing us pain can be found in the pain itself and in the body itself. So I want to invite you as a healer, an energy worker, somebody who helps other people. I want to invite you to begin dropping into your own body and communicating with it so that you can guide others to drop into their body and communicate with it. And some people will say, well, that's not very spiritual. Spiritual is looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture of what's going on in your body is found somewhere else. And in my experience, that's maybe sometimes can apply, but ultimately it isn't true. The information that we need is often where the pain is. And many times people run from the pain and try to figure out or fix it from here. When if you go into the pain or go into the physical aspect of pain, you can get the answers that you need. And so my invitation to you as a healer, energy worker, Reiki practitioner, whatever you do to help other people heal, is to learn how to go into your own body, communicate with it, and receive information from your body. As boring as that might sound, as mundane as that might sound, it actually is a very spiritual practice and can open up the door for listening and for deep listening, actually, something that I call sacred listening. When we listen, and not just with our ears, with our whole being, when we listen to our bodies and particularly to the pain that's in our bodies, we are receiving a communication and we are opening a space for something new to occur. So that's my invitation to you. Do not ignore the physical body. Understand that all healing is spiritual in nature and that you do not need to understand the bigger picture in order to heal the body or any parts of yourself. So that's my invitation for today. Drop into your body and look for ways that you can drop into your body through breath work, movements, guided imagery. Instead of trying to find a larger, bigger, more spiritual meaning, go into the places in your body where the pain is, and it'll talk to you. And your body will appreciate that. And that communication that you have with your body will help you on all levels. The body is often a gateway to the spiritual. All right, that's what I got for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And actually, what is your experience with healing physical pain? All right, I'll talk to you soon.